Hey everybody, welcome. All right, so I want to talk a little bit about how to do a pivot in your business, because I have been talking to a lot of entrepreneurs recently who have been in business for a while, like generally 2 to 5 years, and they've gotten to the point in their business where they're not feeling the life. Like there's not life-giving energy happening for them in their business. It's just kind of draining. It doesn't feel fun and exciting anymore. And they have an idea for a direction that they want to take their business in, but they're not exactly sure how to do it, or if they're not sure that now is the right time, or they've just got a lot of fear and trepidation coming up. So if that is you, I'm glad that you're here. And I actually want to talk with you about a couple of the patterns that I see for folks who are just getting the intuitive hit that it's time to make a pivot in the business, and what's really going on there and what to do if you're finding yourself in that situation, because it can be scary as all get out to shift the direction of your business, especially when you've had success in your business to date. Like if you've made good money, if you've got a good client base, if you've built an audience, if you've built a particular brand, if you have developed your messaging and your lead generation and your products or services, and then there's something inside of you saying, hold on, there's something deeper. This is no longer enough for me. So the first thing that I want to encourage you to do is really not go down the path of, oh my God, there's something wrong, right? Because it's simply your soul, your essence, your purpose inviting you into something deeper. And that's beautiful. Like if you're willing to listen to that, if you're willing to acknowledge that, that is fantastic, because there are so many entrepreneurs and business owners out there who really just have their blinders on, right? And they feel this deeper calling, but they've got this story that they could never make it work, or it doesn't make any logical sense, or they should just push through with what they're doing now. So if you're actually acknowledging that there's something deeper for you, that you're being called in a direction that feels more authentic, more purposeful, more impactful for you, that is lovely, in fact, fantastic. And I want to celebrate that with you and acknowledge that with you. So here are a couple of things that I see happen for people who are feeling that tug to move their business in a different direction, but they have not acted on it yet. So what generally happens is sales start to slow down, and or customers, clients start acting up, and or something breaks down with your team or your business system. So problems just start happening and sales are slowing down. So if that's happening and your soul, the essence of who you are, is being pulled in a different direction, that's an affirmation, right? Because where your attention goes is where energy goes. And if you're moving your attention, even just your mental attention, away from your everyday business towards something different, what's going to happen is that business is going to start to break down, sometimes in really funky ways. Most clearly and clinically it happens with sales. Like sales will slow or dry up altogether. So if that's happening, that's an invitation for you to start moving in the direction of what it is that you really want to be doing, what your soul is really calling you into, right? Because your soul's not going to be giving you super loud signals over here, but this over here in your existing business is going to start to break down, right? And the less you listen to where you're really being pulled, where you're really being drawn to, the more your existing business is going to act up to kind of get your attention that something's not working. Let me know how that lands with you, if that makes sense to you, if that resonates with you, if that's happening for you right now, because there are a lot of entrepreneurs that have shame come up when their existing business isn't working as well as it used to. They think there's something wrong with them. They think that it's a marketing issue or a lead generation issue or a sales issue. It's not. It's your soul saying, fuck this. I want something more. I want something better. I want something better than I have even imagined before. Okay. So those are some of the signs and symptoms to look for. In yourself, it's going to feel like burnout. It's going to feel like you're just kind of numb, like you're going through the motions in your business. You're not really excited about it. Monday morning or whenever your start day is rolls around and you're just kind of dragging your feet through the day, counting the minutes till you can be done with your responsibilities. You're not being creative anymore in your business. You're not creating anything new. Marketing messaging is falling flat, like you're not getting traction with it like you used to. So those are some of the things that can be happening. And what you want to do at this point is start daydreaming your way into the vision that you have for yourself. Like spend some time each day journaling about it, meditating about it, thinking about it, imagining it as viscerally as you can right before you go to bed, right when you wake up in the morning, and really implanting those images of what's happening into the 4D, into your thought reality, because that helps cultivate it, nurture it, bring it to life. Because generally when people are making this kind of pivot, the first thing that I'll hear them say is, well, I have no idea how that's going to actually happen. Like, that's what I want, but how can that actually happen? How could that actually be possible? And that's your monkey mind doing its thing, right? That's your ego, your brain trying to stop you, because its job is to stop you. Because if you were to do something new and different, you might get killed, right? So you want to just acknowledge that your monkey mind is going to freak the heck out about the logistics, about the how, and your primary job is to be in the visioning, to be in that imagining of what's possible. Because the more time you spend there, not that you should be daydreaming all day long, but the more time you spend there, the more you're going to be getting ideas of actions that you could take, of steps that you could take to start moving in the direction of that vision. Right? So you want to make sure that you're cultivating that vision on a daily basis. And also, of course, you're going to need some support, because this literally, it can feel like you're dying, right? In order to let go of the previous business model and pick up a new model, your fight or flight response is going to get triggered. It can feel like you're dying. And to have some support, to have someone who has your back saying, hey, seen this, been there, done that, I know what's going on, I've got you, you're gonna be okay. Just to have that added support is so necessary at this time, because what's gonna happen otherwise is you're gonna kind of take an inch of a step forward and then freak out and go backwards. And then maybe another half inch forward, and then you're going to freak out and go backwards. And that pattern, frankly, that pattern can continue for years. So something needs to happen to get you out of that pattern. Otherwise, your monkey mind's going to continue to talk you out of what it is that you really want. So you've got to get to some support. You've got to work with someone who understands how to do that kind of pivot, who understands how to flip that kind of switch. Because it's not, it's not like standard business coaching. Not all business coaches can do this. Not all business coaches can say, hey, you want to drop what you've invested your time and your effort in for the past 5 years and go in a totally different direction? Awesome, let's do that. Personally, I love that. Personally, I think that's like the funnest thing in the world to do. I have reinvented and recreated myself so many times as an entrepreneur, so many times in my life. It's what I help a majority of my clients to do. It's what I did back in the day. Let me move this so there's not so much sun in my face. Back in the day, I was a trauma chaplain and a home hospice chaplain. So I literally helped hundreds of people to die. So when it comes to that death and rebirth cycle, that letting go of the old business model and picking up the new business model, you got to be with someone who understands how to go through that death and rebirth cycle. So if that is of interest to you, if this is piquing your attention. If you have been on the precipice of making the pivot in your business and you've been like just kind of hanging out on the ledge, not really leaping forward, I would love to help you leap. I would love to really be that container for you so that you can have that experience. Because when you do that, when you actually take the leap and you step more into what your soul really wants to be doing here on this planet, what's going to happen is amazing. That's when miracles occur. That's when things get even better than you could have possibly imagined. So I want that for you. I hope that you want that for yourself too. If you would like to have a conversation with me about what that kind of support would look like, I'd be happy to do that. I'll post a link in the comments below to schedule a consult with me. You can also just go directly to emmachurchman.com/consult. All right, you all, many blessings. Bye for now.